Hello and welcome to ChinnyVision. This time some split-screen spying action. Spy vs. Spy, of course, comes from the Mad Magazine comic strip, and the original game came out in 1984. Today we're looking at Spy vs. Spy 2, because this is the version I had. In fact, my mate got it on his Commodore 64. I actually thought he'd bought Spy vs. Spy 1 it was High Tech, wasn't it, that came out, bought it out. But actually had Spy vs. Spy 2 cassette in the case. So I played that on his C64. Still have that copy somewhere. And then I got it for my Amstrad CPC as well. But I'm going to start off with the Atari 8-bit version. And the plot is that basically the two spies are parachuted into the island and they have to escape with all three parts of a missile. Before the timer runs out and the volcano explodes. You've got 7 levels to choose from. And you can choose the enemy IQ as well. I'm on the top there. I'm the white spy, and the computer is the black spy. You can play 2-player if you wish. It's more fun that way. But we'll have a look at how the AI reacts. We're on a very small island, and the computer, the black spy's already got one of the missiles, and I've picked something. So there, I'm going to head down that direction. The smallest islands are very small. You will run across the enemy very quickly, like there. And he's already got 2 pieces of the missile. We're having a sword fight to try and win. The AI on the versions is very different. We'll have to look at this, but here on the Atari, the AI is quite he starts heading for where the missiles are. He doesn't really look. He knows where they are, and he will also try and keep on trying to kill you. Basically, there's various things you can have. You've got a spade to dig pits, which you can put a spike in the bottom as well to impale people. You've got a gun. There's only one gun on the island. You've got to find that. There's coconuts that you can fill with fuel and turn them into bombs. And pieces of rope you can put on a tree there and set traps with. At some point, the enemy spy will give up and then run back towards whatever he's trying to carry. I'm stuck in some quicksand there. He's got all 3 parts now. I know he's going to run to the top left or right-hand side of the island. The sub to escape in is always on the top left or right-hand side. Oh, he's decided it's not on the left. He's lost a lot of strength there. I'm still trying to get out of my quicksand, but he's going to make a run for that sub. On the top right there. There's not much I can do about that now. There you go. There he goes. The sub comes up and the lady comes out. He sniggers. And the lady comes out and kisses him. And then that's the disadvantage of the smallest island, because even if you've got the lowest IQ on the enemy spy, it's quite hard. Quite hard, because the computer will just go for the enemy bits and pieces. The computer will just go for the missile parts and then escape straight away. Over to the Commodore 64. Much richer colours. Partly because I get a much better output out of my C64 than the Atari, granted. It's ostensibly the same game, published by First Star Software, who of course gave us Boulder Dash. It's not quite as smooth as the Atari version, possibly, but very little in it, really. Very little. There's a tune that runs in the background, although on the C64 version you can actually turn that off, so at some stage I will turn that off. It gets on your nerves a bit because it loops around. And over to the MSX version. Yes, there's an MSX version of this game. Spy vs. Spy, the Island Caper. Had trouble getting this to load. Eventually found a copy that I can get to work. So keep this in mind, because this isn't a specky port. It is a proper MSX version. So you can select 1 or 2 player there on the right hand side there. You can select the level, you can select the IQ. And you also select if you're going to hide the sub or not. And it's quite colourful. But the scrolling is absolutely horrific. Speed's okay. I'm on the top there. And the enemy spy's on the bottom. Again, keep this in mind, because when we get to the Spectrum version, it's the other way around. Over to the Amstrad CPC, the version I had. Set my dad to buy this actually when I was at school. So can you go and get a copy of Spy vs. Spy? I saw it in the shop on Saturday. I got it from W.H. Smith's, and I got it, and I was really pleased. I had no idea what the Amstrad version would be like. I was hoping it was as good as the C64. And there's the gun. So I've got the gun there, so I can shoot the other spy if I wish. You've got a strength meter as well, so you can't just kill the other spy. You have to deplete his strength. But the scrolling on the Amstrad's really slow. over to the Sinclair Spectrum. Just get through all these versions very quickly. And on the Specky, you are on the bottom screen. You're the black spy, not the white spy. I say white spy, I mean the see-through spy. I think it does share some code with the MSX, but I don't think the MSX is an out-and-out Specky port because it has proper MSX graphics. But it's horrifically slow. And it suffers from... There they go, look at the top spy there. The horrific colour clash. Really bad when you get over the ocean section. And I've fallen down a pit. It's pretty rotten on the Specky. There's no sound, or other than a few occasional beeps. And yeah, over to the ST version. So you're expecting better graphics, as you'd expect. This was a later conversion. The original game came out in 1985, and the other ports came out. That was on the XE, XL and XE, and C64, and the other ports came out later. So here we are, starting off on the island, and there you go. The beginner island is quite small, but that is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screens. The music's the same, still slightly irritating. The AI is still quite determined in terms of getting it all the parts. And over to the Amiga version, and it's the same as the ST version with sampled audio. Of course, my Amiga's a little bit faster than a stock machine, so the game will run a little bit faster, and as you can see, it does. But these 16-bit versions, they don't actually play as well as the XL and XE and C64 version. So back to the Atari 8-bit version. We're going to try on a slightly larger island, a level 3 island, which should give us quite a few screens, about 15 screens, something like that. So I've got the spade. I'm going to dig some holes. I'm going to dig some holes for my enemy to fall into. There we go. I'll try not to fall into the hole myself. He's in quicksand. Because the AI isn't particularly clever, and he will probably fall into it. I can trap him, and I can then grab the missile off him. Oh, he's run past it. No, I'm stuck in quicksand. They're both stuck in quicksand. You've got to waggle the joystick really annoyingly to get out. Oh. Come on. Come on. Get out. Get out. I'm going to dig a hole. I wanted to hit him, but I was digging a hole. Oh, he's falling. Yeah, that's good. Right, let's grab that missile part. Oh, what you have to do to access that menu on the left-hand side, falling down again. That menu on the left-hand side, you have to press face forward and press down twice, and you get into this thing called the trapulator. It lets you activate the different things. This is good. This is good fun. Right, let's dig some holes and keep on him falling in. You can put spikes in the holes and make him fall down. I forwarded it on, so we're still kind of messing around. Basically, he's got 2 bits of the missile, but he's falling in my holes, which is absolutely fine. Because now I can grab the missile and run off. There you go, he's going to follow me now. He's going to be really annoyed. He's going to be so annoyed. Right, can I get up there? I can get up there. Right, I've got to find this. Because I can't stop and find out where this other bit of the missile is on the map. Because if I do, he's going to catch up and stab me, basically. Right, oh no, oh, I'm trapped on the end here. Where am I going to go? Go and see. Right. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, he's got less energy than me. He's going to drown. Can I drown? Oh no, shark! Oh, I can't get... I thought I could, by being in the water, get less energy than me, so it would drain him. But the shark got both of us, and the clock's going to run down, and it all explodes. Back to the MSX, where the AI is considerably more stupid than the other versions, which actually helps the gameplay. I don't know what they've done on the MSX, but it really... he's fallen into a trap I set there. I set a coconut bomb and buried it. So he walked over it and got blown up. It's about getting enough time to set the traps as well, because you've got to... There is a technique where what you could do is basically go up the top hand, left or right hand side of the island, where you think the... there's the gun there. I'm going to run after him. Go to the top right hand side of the island or left hand side of the island, set a load of traps, and let him collect... he's dead. And let him collect all the bits. I've got the missile. All the bits of the missile. And off I go. Yeah, set some traps. Top of the island. Let him collect everything. And then basically trap him. Then collect the missile parts he drops. And then run straight to the sub. Did that 57 seconds to go. 54 seconds to go, rather. Not too bad. Back onto the Amstrad, and we're battling it out. He's got 2 bits, I've got 1 bit. And it feels so much slower. It's not... graphically, it's absolutely fine on the Amstrad, apart from the fact it's so slow. You could do conversion of this on Amstrad. I'm always saying this. Conversion of this on the Amstrad Plus machines and use the sprite hardware, and it'd be so much better. It'll just shift. It's just, when you've got both of you on screen, it really starts to chug. This game, by the way, is much more fun when it's 2 real people playing against each other. The AI is, depending on which version you've got, either going to be difficult or easy to play against. I'm not saying it's not fun, but it's a little bit... It seems to know more than it should. Right, the Black Spy is setting a trap for me at the bottom there. He's going to set a trap. I'm getting the missile parts there. And that's one thing you can do with the thing. And then over to the C64. And again, we've both got bits of missile and we're just beating each other up to try and get to the sub. This is the second of 3 games. The first game, you're set in a series of rooms, and this game's set on an island. And the third game set at the Arctic. Right, so over to the Atari ST. I'm running around. The gameplay is exactly the same in all the versions. It's just a question. It's just graphical differences. That's all, with speed. And on the Amiga, again, exactly the same. Although if you've got an ST or Amiga, this game's kind of old hat, really, isn't it? It's not. These aren't systems you'd be playing this game on. It's the C64 and the Atari, really. This is just one of those games being ported to the 16 bits. Yeah, it's been tarted up, but no better gameplay, really. Over to the Spectrum version, which is pig slow. And the Black Spy, which is me, remember, on the Specky version. I've got all the missile parts. The game is chugging along. There is horrific colour clash as I pass through the background. Ugh. So slow. So slow. Look at the White Spy as he's wandering around. I don't know where he's going. The AI is just... ugh. As he wanders over past that plane, and the rest of it's horrible. But anyway, I'm going to run to the submarine and go straight on there as I cross over the... Oh dear, it's... frame rate measured in days. No need, not on the Specky. Specky's got an efficient, fast display. No need for this game to run so badly. Where's the sub? The sub is there. Hooray, I have reached the sub. Chug, 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 chug. On the XE and the C64 version, there's also nice animations at the start as we get the spies flying past in their plane. On the CPC now, and I've managed to get all the missile parts off the Black Spy, who is pursuing me. At the same kind of speed the Spectrum version runs at, but with very much more attractive graphics. I love the way the graphics look on the CPC version. It's an equal for the C64 and the Atari version. It's just the lack of speed. The CPC's palette lends itself really well to these kind of graphics, but as soon as it starts to scroll, it really chugs along. Here we go. Hopefully, there we go. There's the sub. And you can select whether you want the submarine hidden or not as well. It got its periscope up to make it harder to find it. There we go, that's the CPC version completed. Back to the C64. We're on island level 5 now, one of the bigger islands. You've got one of the things about the game is you've got all these opportunities to set traps, but actually you don't get much time to do it. It all ends up being, especially on the smaller islands, a lot more hand-to-hand combat or doing very quick things when the other spy's nearby. Back on the Atari version, and look how fast and smooth and wonderful this is. I've played this version so much for this review. And we're both at the top right-hand side of the island and going to be nearby the sub. It's a question of who gets the sub first with all the missile parts. Oh, he's fallen down a hole. Right. I love the way your spy or the other spy cackles away when he falls down a hole. I've got to dig these. Oh, I've fallen down my own hole. And the way that his nose pokes out when he falls down a hole. Right. Oh no, he's got... I know where the rest of the missile is. It's there. Right. And this is what you do. You've got to send a lure at the top right-hand side of the screen. And let him come and get it right. Who's going to win here? Who's going to win? This is what I was talking about. How you lure the enemy spy at the top right-hand side of the screen. Keep on forcing him into combat. Make him drop it. And then scarper with all the missile parts. Who's going to win? Oh, he stopped. Why has he stopped? No, 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 you, oh! My plan backfired. Completely and utterly backfired. You know, people who say you can't have any fun with the AI version. No, you can. You can on the good versions. You can. Spy vs. Spy 2 is one of the first split-screen games of its type, other than Spy vs. Spy 1, obviously. And really, it's more fun than I remembered it. I remembered it being a bit frustrating when playing against the AI, and the best games were always against a friend. And yeah, that's still true, but actually I've had more fun with the AI, especially on the Atari version, than I thought I would. The lead versions are clearly the C64 and the Atari 8-bit version, with the Atari 8-bit edging it just slightly faster, slightly better. Not much in it. Of the conversions, so to speak, the Amstrad version looks really good. Unfortunately, it chugs along, especially when there's two spies on the screen. Real shame. The MSX version's quite nice. Could make a bit more of an effort there. It's a little bit slow, a little bit lacking with the audio. I don't think it's a full Spectrum port, but there's probably some specky code in there. Spectrum version, hugely disappointing. It looks like rubbish, it plays like rubbish, and it runs like rubbish. It's terrible. Just the colour clash and just... It's no polish at all. There's no reason the Spectrum version needs to look and run that badly. Over the 16 bits, the ST and Amiga are pretty much identical. That said, these aren't systems you'd want to play this game on. I think if you're going to play this game, you're going to play it on the C64 or the Atari 8-bit versions. They're the best versions, they're the most polished, and I've actually had, if you get your island and enemy spy IQ settings right, actually you can have a lot of fun against the computer. This game is regarded as a classic, and you know what? I think it is.